hello everyone, and welcome again to this channel. I'm here with my friend Geralt of Rivia to speak about the last book I read. That is this one, Sword of Destiny from Andrzej Sapkowski. And of course, if you don't know, it's the second book of the saga of Geralt of Rivia, the book saga that inspired the Witcher games. I really enjoy a lot these books. I have already read the Last Wish, that was the first book of the saga in theory. In this case, Sword of Destiny doesn't have that main storyline, main plot, where the other stories are flowing from, right? In this case, they are 6 different stories, really nicely done, and also in difference from the first book, we only have one story that is inspired directly from one of the tales, the fairy tales of old, that is the Little Mermaid. At least it's the way I saw it. The stories that this book contains is the Bounds of Reasons, A Shard of Ice, Eternal Flame, A Little Sacrifice, The Sword of Destiny, and something more. These last two can be the prelude, the introductions to the next book, that is the Blood of Elves. And I really enjoyed reading these stories, really. Even when the first 2 ones, the first one serves to tell us a bit more about that, the personal code that Geralt of Rivia has, about not killing every kind of monsters, but just the evil ones, right? It was a bit, I don't know, it was cool, right? But it lacked something. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that story, but it was not the best one of the book by far. A Shard of Ice is another story that is some story between Geralt and Yennefer of Bugbear. It's cool. It's really nice, and it can share something deeper from the relationship between the two of them, but I kinda didn't finish to like it. Not because of it's a bad story or something like that, but my personal judgment, right? I don't know. I expected something more from something that started with the Last Wish story, and I don't know. I expected something deeper, right? I'm not going to enter in details because I don't want to spoil you anything, but that's my point of view. The third one is the Eternal Flame. That story introduces us to the Dopplers. If you don't know what this thing is, the Dopplers are monsters that take the appearance of other beings. They can be elves, dwarves, halflings, or humans, and they copy their not just the appearance, but the way of thinking. It's really interesting the way they are introduced in this story, and the whole story itself is really amazing. I enjoyed it a lot, and it also introduces us to the cult of the Eternal Flame, that as you know, it's very important in Novigrad, in the games. I mean, it's an important part of it, that the religious path in the Witcher saga. It's really interesting how it's introduced in this story, the Eternal Flame. Also, the stories that Dandelion is on them, they are amazing. I love that character. Dandelion is just amazing. It's like Quixote and Sancho from the Spanish novel Quixote. I don't know how it's in English. Quixote, I think it was. I don't know how it's pronounced in English, but I love that novel. I totally recommend you. And it's like that, but on the opposite sides. Geralt would be the errant knight, right? The one that is trying to solve the problems, and Haskir, the squire that is the companion that is going with him. But they have the thoughts turned. Dandelion is the dreamer, the art lover. You know, it's really amazing. While Geralt has his feet in the ground. I really love how their relationship. It's how strong it is, how they fit together. I really love it, and I love this Eternal Flame where Dandelion takes part, and the next one, A Little Sacrifice. It's really, really, really amazing, and I had a couple of laughs with with Dandelion. It's just awesome. This is the story I told you that I think it's based on the Little Mermaid fairy tale, but in the Sapkowski style of reading, that it's much more adult, it's much more bloody, it's creepier, I even said, but it's amazing. I really loved this story, and overall the strike of reality that came to the end, for example, I really loved this story. It's one of my favorites in this book. The next one is A Sword of Destiny, and as I said, is one of those of the last two that served as introduction to the next novel, the Blood of Elves. I really loved it. It looked very interesting how it takes part in that forest, and how Sapkowski plays with the destiny, right? The destiny of the characters on the saga. It's really, really interesting. I totally recommend you. And the last one has something parallel with the first novel, okay? It's not just one story, it's a main plot, and from that main plot in flashbacks, visions, dreams from Geralt, we visit different parts of his backstory, and we know parts that are not told in the previous stories, and it's really amazing. That's the last part that would lead us to the Blood of Elves, as I said, and it's amazing. The way it evolves, it's really amazing. And one of the things that I would recall from all the way Sapkowski writes is the way that he leaves some plots to the reader to think about what happened. I mean, he doesn't write the stuff straight away in the book. You don't read straight away what happened in some parts, but sorry, if you had read all the chapter, all the story from the beginning, you know exactly what happened, because somehow you know already the characters, you know how good they act, and it's really amazing. He leaves some parts on the air, but you know, the reader knows exactly what happens, and make us feel part of the story, part of that. We know that universe, that we are in there, and we know how that universe works. I really love that from Sapkowski. That it's one of the most recognized writers in Poland. He's considered one Shakespeare or Cervantes, or I don't know, one of the best writers of all times. And I understand why. If you remember when Obama went to visit Poland, the gift they gave to Obama was a copy of the Geralt of Rivia Saga. So you can understand how important that for the culture in Poland is. And I love these books so far. I'm eager to start the Blood of Elves one, and I totally would recommend you to take a look. I'm going to leave a link in the description below, so check it out in Amazon. You have a preview even, and I would totally recommend to read this book. If you like, for example, because I understand it's not a book for everyone, if you like, for example, the Game of Thrones saga, this has more similarities than, for example, the Lord of the Rings saga, that is more teenage oriented, right? This is much more adult, more cruel, more bloody, as I said, creepy. And it has some strikes of reality. It has politics. I don't know. It is really interesting, and I would totally recommend it for you. I'm not going to give a score because I'm not the kind of person that thinks about scores like definitive, and because everyone can feel the book when reading so differently. So what do you think about the book? Did you read it? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments below what you think about the saga, and see you, of course, if you want, in the next one. I'm planning to do a review of all the saga once I'm finished it, so feel free to subscribe if you want to keep tuned. Thanks for watching, and see you. Here you have the buttons to subscribe if you want to see World of Warcraft videos mainly, and of course on the top right side you have the link to the reviews. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.